We are Two Guys Playing Zelda, and you can follow us on Twitter at Two Guys Play Zelda or email us at twoguysPlayingZelda@gmail.com.
We're going to be tackling the bottom of the well in this walkthrough. It's kind of a precursor to the Shadow Temple here in Ocarina
like
of
a
Time.
mini dungeon right before the Shadow Temple.
It is, and it's a short dungeon. It can be a little confusing, as you'll see once we get in there, but it's going to give us an item that we need to enter and get through the Shadow Temple.
Kind of a waste, really, if you ask me, in my opinion. Like, I don't know, like, I just didn't like that it had the same theme. I said this on Twitter, Dad. I just hated that it had the same theme. It just felt like, it felt too much like the Shadow Temple. I wish, in a way, they would have kind of made it different.
It really kind of is, yeah. You'll see a lot of the similar elements between this and the Shadow Temple. I will say, though, I love that song.
Yeah, the Song of Storms, yeah,
I just, for some reason, that one's always stood out to me as a really enjoyable one.
I love the cinematic right here because up until this point, like, you never, like, had anything to do with the windmill.
Yeah.
And then that well's there as a child, and you're like, okay, there's got to be something down, but you really didn't know, so...
Yeah, and it is actually kind of cool. Obviously, you do the Shadow Temple as Adult Link. I thought it was pretty neat that you come back and do the bottom of the well.
Yeah, I get to me again.
It's like running on a treadmill there. But I thought it was pretty cool you came back and did the bottom of the well as a kid. And you got the Lens of Truth. Then you had to go back to Adult Link to do the Shadow Temple.
They use those two things pretty well, like going between child and adult, like as you saw with also the Spirit Temple after this.
Oh,
so.
agreed. I thought they, they did a really good job of mixing and matching those.
I just, like, I remember playing this game for the first time and going through Kakariko Village, I was like, this is well-serving purpose, or going to do anything with it. So it kind of was kind of cool coming back to it, but just...
Yeah. Well, it's disappointing, though. You got to think, if you think about, like, Link's to the Past and even Link's Awakening, the little well in the village, you can always jump down and get a heart piece.
There's a well in a village?
Yeah.
Where?
Or it's not so much a well.
It's a hole.
It's a hole. But it's got a...
That's not a well.
It's got a rock border. It could be a well. But
no, a well has to have a rock border.
But the point is, it's like, there's pieces of heart down there. It's like, there's no piece of heart in this little mini dungeon.
You get the Lens of Truth.
You do get the Lens of Truth, so...
It just, I don't know, like, I mean, I know you get the hover boots in the Shadow Temple, but I just... don't know why they could have just did without one of those, or I don't understand the point. I know we get the Lens of Truth, but I really just never understood the point of this mini dungeon.
It's like an addition to the Shadow Temple.
Yeah. But man, that little graphic right there where they have blood on the floor is one, like, the probably one of the most graphic things in Zelda games ever done.
It is creepy, and that is one thing. This in the Shadow Temple, and we'll talk about that a little more with the Shadow Temple, is how much darker and more morbid these segments are than any other Zelda game that I can even think of.
And really, it's the first time we hit like that in this game. Like, I mean, the Water Temple just sucked.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
But it wasn't really dark, and none of the other dungeons have been dark up to this point either. So yeah, it was really a change in the game, which I've kind of said a couple times. Like, I don't really like the bottom of the well or the Shadow Temple, but I appreciate it for where it is in the game.
Yeah, they like throw something a little different at you this late into the game, and it's a fun addition, I think, or a fun not addition, I guess, but change of pace from the normal like happy-go-lucky Zelda series.
Now, why is all of this crap in the bottom of a well? Like, I understood a Shadow Temple because it's like behind a graveyard and everything, but
I guess it's the sewers under Kakariko.
Why would you put all this stuff in the bottom of a well? Like, the well's supposed to hold water, and you're digging, like, rooms and levels and stuff into it?
And undead creatures and blood stains on the floor.
It doesn't seem very economical,
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And even though this is a small area, it can get a little confusing.
Oh, yes.
Because, I mean, obviously there's the areas you can't see, like invisible walls, invisible holes in the floor, which you'll see us accidentally fall through a little bit later. But it's just it does make it kind of tough to remember like where to go.
Kind of where you're going, like in which ways go which ways, and
like,
you see like with the map right now you can see, but you can't tell which way we're going.
Exactly,
and you can't see that until we get the compass. And actually, we get the item. Really, the only point of this mini dungeon is to get the Lens of Truth.
Yeah,
there are some Skulltulas that we'll get in the second part, but
they're kind of optional. If you've already hit the 50, that
50, it's really pointless.
Then it's no big deal. But in case you haven't, there are 3 down here, which is kind of a lot for a mini dungeon.
You know what you were saying with getting lost though? Like, I mean, it's only 2 levels, and it's pretty much, I guess you could say, a square.
Yeah.
With the middle.
Oh.
But yeah, just for some reason, it's like one of those things like where you see a small area and you think it's going to be easy to understand, and it ends up being more complicated in the long run.
Yeah, and also on top of that, like, it all looks the same.
Yes, it does.
It's like there's no differentiating.
No, there's not
features really. So there's no like central hub room, I guess.
And there's holes everywhere that aren't there.
And like I said, you'll see us hit one of those, I think, in part 2.
Bum rush forward, baby.
Yeah, for once, that is not a good approach in this particular area. And you'll see that again in the Shadow Temple as well. I do kind of agree with you when you say, why can't they be wrapped up into one? Or
Yeah, or like what I really wish they would have done is make it one look different than the Shadow Temple.
Yeah.
And two, put a different theme.
Oh, the music theme is a big one.
Because the Ice Cavern had a different theme.
Yeah,
the Water Temple.
Oh, I like the Ice Cavern.
Both of them were horrible, but
I actually was a fan of the Ice Cavern theme. The Ice Cavern itself was
I don't know if they can do this anymore. I didn't know you were a fan of the Ice Cavern.
Just the music, not the.
Okay, yes, the music's okay.
The theme.
I thought you meant the mini dungeon. I was like, man, you are. What are you doing?
I don't know how hard that was to commentate because we didn't like it very much.
No, exactly.
Now this is the mini boss. Like we said, it is a short area. We're only 5-6 minutes in. This is kind of the boss of this mini dungeon. He's pretty simple. You got to let these hands catch you, so that he comes out of the floor to get you. But he does come up closer and closer to you, though.
Yeah.
So it can get tough.
Once he hits you, I mean, he doesn't really take that many hearts or anything.
He doesn't.
It's kind of a joke, and then we'll get the item that we need after this. So.
Yeah, especially at this point in the game where you have we have 16 hearts there.
Yeah, two more lit up. Yeah, 16, I think.
Yeah, him hitting you takes a half a heart. I mean, what's
yeah?
That's not exactly punishment.
But no, yeah, man, just stick with that whole thing of creepy. I mean, that's one creepy looking boss.
It is, and these hands just sucking on your head.
Yeah. Like I keep on going back to Majora's Mask was dark.
Yeah,
kind of a creepier game.
Yeah,
but this is probably the most graphic. You got blood on the walls. You got this guy that looks like he has blood on, kind of.
He looks like something. Well, on top of that too, like I remember when we first came into the bottom of the well, it looks like there's bones on the floor. Like
like skeletons and stuff like that.
It's just a very different direction from the rest of the game.
That's part of our bones from Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
And all the times we die.
Oh my gosh, that's the truth. That is a tough one. But yeah, here we get the Lens of Truth, which will finally let us see those holes in the ground and those invisible walls and things like that. So it is handy. It's a good little item.
And we also use it a ton throughout the Shadow Temple.
Oh my goodness, yes we do. Yes we do. Heck, you use the entire boss fight in the Shadow Temple just about.
Yeah, you do. Do you have to use that on the boss or not? Like, I know you have to use it to see his eye, but can you hit his eye?
You might be able to.
Why would you want to do that?
I know.
Did you see me just roll into him?
I know what you were thinking.
Yeah.
I know what you were thinking.
No, I think I just accidentally hit A. I think I was trying to do like one of those jump swings.
Yeah,
and I just rolled.
Just barrel rolled right
It wasn't my fault. My buns were sticking at the time.
Oh, yeah. It's a controller.
Yeah, exactly. We always go back to the controller's fault.
It is the controller's fault.
It wasn't me.
It is kind of funny that we get the compass after we've gotten the main item here in the dungeon.
Well, you kind of need the main item to get the compass because
that's true.
You got to go through like a wall.
Yep, that's very true.
I think we get the compass at the end of this one, don't we?
We already got it. We just now got it.
No, we didn't. We get it right here. No, we got the Lens of Truth.
No,
we got bombs.
Literally
bombs.
just picked up the
I guarantee you this is the compass.
Oh,
we got
okay.
bombs.
I saw the round shape.
Should have made a bet on that one.
Well, that wraps up part 1 of our well walker.